This episode's FTR shoutout goes to Matthew Naranjo. Leave a comment down below to have a chance for a shoutout in the next episode. Make sure you're subscribed. Yellow, what's going on? My name is Chris. Welcome back to Fish for Thought, your favorite sarcastic to the max show every Monday of every week. I was about to say month. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your favorite fish keeper, making sure your week starts off just right with just a little bit of olive oil. If olive oil was sarcasm, call me the Jamie Oliver of olive oils, but I'm Chris, and without further ado, fish tank review. Alright, first few seconds, my initial response was, not this again. Some weird, elaborate, highly unnecessary design for your fish. When, you can just put them in a fish tank. Call it a day. Nobody asked for this. What do you know? It's goldfish. After my initial cerebral reaction, as a pro fish keeper. Thank you. I have deduced that this is actually a really cool looking fish tank because, like it or not, there's something that we fish keepers like about connected fish tanks and tunnels that our fish can swim through. Like, there's been a few creators on YouTube that are doing things properly, that have made bridges and stuff. People just flock to those videos because they're just curious to see if these fish or axolotls will use these bridges to go from one tank to another tank. And that's just really neat. And this is that, but like overloaded. And the only actual problem I have with it is that it is so badly stocked. I swear, if you don't use goldfish and you used guppies, live bearers, some rice fish, and maybe a few natural hardscape and plants here or there, man, that would be insane. I would actually support that. And if you do have a good water system change hooked up to that thing, that would be so impressive. It would actually be one of my favorite fish tanks of all time. I would want to make one of these because they get to like free roam along basically a whole wall in the shape of these PVC tunnels. And it's alright, even if you just let it grow wild with algae and stuff, because I know that's almost impossible to clean, like scrub, because then the whole system falls apart if you disconnect a part of that. Even if you let it go wild with algae, I think it'll still be a cool look. It's kind of like that mossy algae look, but just fix your stocking, please. 5 out of 5 idea, 0 out of 5 on execution because of the stocking. Every time, bro. It's every day, bro. Cool design, poorly executed due to stocking. In nature, live bearers thrive in these little pools, and they actually travel through the streams from one pool to another. This would have been really cool, but they just had to add 20 common goldfish, didn't they? Single tails only, baby. That's what I like. That's what we like. Coolie loaches will love this goldfish hell. One man's hell is another man's. One fish's hell is another fish's heaven. Boy, that took me way too many takes. I didn't even think of this, but damn. If you fill this with some coolie loaches, that'll be a really cute tank. You have done yourself a disservice.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
Good job. Alrighty, y'all. You know what time it is. It's time for the sponsor of the week. That's right. You guessed it, it's all of you smashing that like button and supporting on Patreon. A couple dollars from you is gonna work its magic because of crowdfunding, and it's gonna be very important for this channel. On top of that, you get a lot of perks, including my favorite perk, Discord access to the official FFT Discord, where thousands of fish keepers around the world chat away. Thank you for your consideration. Russell Owens sent in this tank. Right away, I'm picking up that there's quite a few species of Anubias here. There's some Cryptocorin, Hygrophila, Java Fern, some Wisteria up top, or that might be some Java moss. A beautiful short fin betta fish. It is looking very healthy. The color pattern is sublime. The lighting is quite moody and it provides a lot of shade, adding mystery and dimension into this tank. I love the little pebbles down below. I love the hardscape. There's some dwarf sage acting as accent carpet with some Ludwigia. Beautiful clean backdrop with the water movement up top. This is like betta heaven. This is just a quintessential planted betta tank and it's perfect. It's beautiful. You might not be expecting this, but this is a 5 out of 5. It is what every betta tank aspires to be. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a betta that can't be more lucky. No one. Me. I dare you right now, go to your nearest friend who you know that keeps fish. Perhaps they just did a cleanse of their gallery, but if they didn't, every fish keeper has had this before. It's literally the same one tank and you've taken like 50 photos of it, and then later maybe you're on the crapper and you're just combing through all of that, but you just want to take so much of it just in case you get a better picture than the last one. Very relatable. Why do we do this, guys? Mark Koo with this nice rimless tank, 5 gallons with tetras and guppies. Nice Saru stone acting like mountains in the backdrop. Woodscape spanning all across. Some floaters, I think that's frogbit, Anubias nana, and really nice looking moss. I hope that spreads out for you. Interesting looking guppy right there. 4.1 out of 5. You have a great idea here. Keep it up. Petco sells awesome spotted cichlids, amazing breeding. Wow, yeah, this might be a Petco special, Petco PetSmart special. I've seen them in other local fish stores, but not as commonly as Petco and PetSmart. That's crazy. I wonder how they breed them like that. Such a rare breed. I don't even think Takashi Amano has ever had a blood paracichlid like this before. Alright, just for the disclaimer, because this channel is supposed to be geared towards beginners, I feel responsible at this moment to tell you guys that's sarcasm. This is actually a very sick parrot cichlid, probably a new shipment. The fault is with Petco and how they're sourcing their breeders, and the fault falls to the breeders as well, because if it comes like this often, or if they come healthy but fall sick really quickly, it means there was disease that traveled with them, and they're just not getting the proper care they need at Petco or PetSmart, because people simply just don't know how to keep fish. They're not vetted before they can work at PetSmart or Petco. What a shame. Yas 90 sent in this 20-gallon fish tank. Yes! The wood is crazy nice. It's filled up the tank perfectly. The planting is also perfect around the hardscape. That's a powerful light up top as well, making this tank pop. This is getting a 5 out of 5 as well. Probably one of the most beautiful 20-gallon breeder tanks I've ever seen in my life. Breeder tanks done right. Just goes to show you don't need the $200 rimless tanks to make beautiful 5 out of 5 aquascapes. I work at a local pet store. I sold a Betta today and came home to see this on Facebook. I recognize it as the fish I sold. Why do these people exist? Hi, I just bought a beta fish and realized I don't have a tank or bowl for it. Is there anyone who has one they don't need that they would be willing to give it to me?
What?
First of all, what are the chances you saw this at your Facebook group? Man, sorry about that. That must feel horrible. Just know that it's not your fault, okay? Then why buy it? Exactly. Nani? Baka desu. TikTok. Tape it to your window like a fancy sun catcher. Fish will be roasted in that plastic bag in 2 hours from the direct sunlight. That fish do be catching the sun though. Where's the lie? You'd think every human, with no exceptions, would have enough foresight to prepare a home for the pet they're gonna get that day before they get it, or have enough money so that you're not begging for one, making people feel bad. Whoever comes across this post, my disappointment can only go so far. This fish tank sent in by Hoax, 29-gallon, filled with pseudo-mugos and peacock gudgeons. It's a beautiful tank with amazing stocking. Peacock gudgeons are one of the coolest freshwater fish you could ever find. Got that sponge filter. That wood piece is looking very interesting, and it's a planted tank as well. It's a pretty big tank at almost 30 gallons, holding some forktails and peacock gudgeons. That is definitely not overstock at all. If anything, it's probably towards understock, which is what we like to see. 4.3 out of 5, keep it up. When you see the bill for all the aquarium stuff you just bought, I am never going to financially recover from this. It's okay, Walter White has enough cash to buy 20 local fish stores by himself. If only he turned towards a more wholesome hobby like the fish keeping hobby when he found out he has cancer, instead of extracurricular activities as a chemist teacher. But then we wouldn't have gotten this epic tale that is Breaking Bad. Breaking Fish Tanks. Another submission by Marty42. And again, a stunner. Look at those pockets of pearlweed. They're amazing. The apogonetin, a little bit of crypts, and little leaves with a clean backdrop and some woodscape. Beautiful. It's a taller tank, but Marty42 scaped it very nicely. 4.65 out of 5. Keep it up. Tried everything? Maybe get some live plants and a bigger tank. Help. I have tried everything and I still can't get my water clear. Yeah, a bigger tank would be a great choice, but what's throwing me off here, and what I think is the main culprit, is that they have tried everything. Dosing with random stuff that claim that they'll clean your water and stop it from being misty and foggy. Doing water changes every day until you think you don't see the fog anymore. Washing the fish tank with soap. Doing weird things with the filter to see if it helps. Washing the substrate, stirring the substrate. Adding more water flow. Feeding the fish more. And including adding live plants actually. Some of the ones I named actually makes it worse, while other things that I've named either have no effect or adverse effect. What you really want to do is just leave it. If this is a new tank, then what you have for sure is a bacteria bloom for new tanks. What do you do for that? You do the opposite of everything you can.
Nothing.
You leave it for a week, bam, bacteria colony gone. But who knows, this could also be overstocking. How much are you feeding the tank? If you truly are feeding these goldfish that needs a bigger space a lot, then cut down on the feeding and try to find a bigger tank. One of the most common mistakes of beginners, and this guy is a beginner, so you know, makes sense that they might not know what to do, is they try to do too much for a foggy tank thinking they can fix it. The budget will fix itself. They probably don't know anything about aquarium cycle, unfortunately. Live plants isn't the answer, but you have the spirit. Agreed. It's never a bad thing. It just just doesn't help with this. Maybe a book on how to care for aquariums? I guess a book, sure, but you can also just Google it, you know what I mean? Also, why aren't you guys giving them actual answers? These are just, you're kind of like mocking them. Come on, guys. I expected better from this comment section. Literally says beginner right there. After a year of crossbreeding, my shrimps look like this. Damn, that is looking really beautiful. And those Marimo moss balls, this is what I like to see. I don't care about pure grade rhylis or dreamy blues or whatever yellows they got going on these days. I don't care about that. Just go wild. Just make fantastical colors that don't have a name associated to it. That's the best part of life. Spice is the magic. Spice? Variety is the spice of life. Oh gosh. Somebody help me. I ended up with the last 2 batches being an asshole green after breeding jade with yellow. Edit. Apple green, not asshole green. I wish I could award you, but I used it already. Keep going until you get cunt pink or blue waffle blue. I love it. This is an amazing thread and you guys should find it in the subreddit if you can, because it'll give you a good laugh. Mistakes and typos. This is what I mean. Variety truly is the spice of life, and so is randomness and mistakes. Asshole green. Man, that's a new one. Yo, 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 welcome back to the end of this episode. Hopefully your Monday went just a little better. Started off your week on a nice sarcastic high. Before I let you guys go, we gotta do contour. That's right, the question of the week for this week is, if you were stuck in a room with one person, would you rather be stuck with a Karen who knows everything about fish keeping and is actually more pro than you, but that person is a complete Karen about it? Or would you rather be stuck in a room with a complete fish tank beginner, but they're ignorant and not willing to learn no matter what? You're stuck with them for a whole day. Which one would you rather do? How do I come up with this? I don't know. All right, y'all. Have fun in the comment section. I'll see you guys there. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. If you enjoyed, please smash that like button and subscribe. There'll be more videos to come, and don't forget to get your hands wet. Tetra, we in a spot, coming in hot. Ventral fin dot, acclimate that. With my shoal at, cure my fin rot from Cariciformes to Paracherodon. Hold on, there's not another fish that you can wish for. Live FAMSAS, I finna one. I finna gone 3 days without furt. I'm an addict, like fanatic. I'm a baddest, no tabs, only dirt. My Cory gang so loyal, black Tetra go skirt. We came to play, came to silence.